When we talk about AI, we usually think of cool stuff, right? Like creating amazing art or writing poetry. But what if I told you its next huge breakthrough is happening somewhere you'd never expect? Accounting. Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're going to dive into how AI is totally rewriting the rulebook for finance. So it really all boils down to this one big question. Can a language model, something designed to understand, conversation and stories, can it actually make sense of a super dense, numbers-heavy financial report? Well, the answer is a big, loud yes. And how it's doing it, well, it's about to change pretty much everything. The tech we're talking about here are large language models. You've probably heard them called LLMs. And I want you to just forget about the simple chatbots for a second. In the world of finance, these things are like super-powered analytical engines. We're talking about an ability to chew through mountains of data, make financial disclosures way better, and slash the risk of fraud or simple mistakes. It's a huge deal. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the biggest impact, financial transparency. This is all about taking that dense, confusing financial jargon and turning it into insights that are actually crystal clear. And man, the difference here is just night and day. Think about the old way, right? It was slow, somebody had to do it by hand, and it was so easy to miss the really juicy details buried in the footnotes. But LLMs, they're a total game changer. They're incredibly fast, but the real magic is that they can analyze all that unstructured text. The paragraphs, the descriptions. That's where the real story about a company's financial health is usually hiding. So you might be wondering, what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, for starters, these models can actually judge the quality of a company's disclosures. That helps create a much more level playing field for everyone. They can even read an auditor's report and pick up on the tone, to see if they're confident or if there are some subtle red flags. And the scale of this is just wild. They can scan through super complex legal contracts to check for compliance in seconds, a job that would take a person ages. All right, now let's build on that. All this power leads to something even cooler, a kind of digital fraud detector. We're literally talking about finding the needle in the haystack, that one tiny thing that's off in a massive sea of financial data. And the way it works is actually pretty logical. Step one, the LLM just reads everything. Reports, legal docs, internal records, you name it. Then, step two, its amazing pattern recognition kicks in to spot anomalies. Those subtle little things that don't quite add up, things a person could easily scroll right past. And once it finds something, it flags it as a potential risk and sends an alert straight to the human experts. That way, they know exactly where they need to dig deeper. And get this, it's not just about catching bad guys after the fact. This is about being proactive. It's about building a defense before anything goes wrong. LLMs can actually test a company's main accounting systems for any cybersecurity weak spots. Finding the unlocked doors before a hacker does. This is a huge step in protecting sensitive financial data and just making the whole system of corporate governance way stronger. Okay, so this brings us to our third big point, automating the nitty-gritty, day-to-day work of accounting and auditing. You can almost think of it as a new kind of digital workforce joining the team, one that's super, super efficient. What we're seeing is the birth of what people are calling intelligent accounting systems. Basically, these are smart platforms that use LLMs to figure out really complex transactions automatically. I'm talking about stuff that falls under super complicated rules, like the International Financial Reporting Standards, or IFRS, which can be a real headache. And the payoff here is just huge. We're talking about automating stuff like writing up audit summaries, which frees up the human auditors to do more of the big picture, strategic thinking. It means better ways to test internal controls, which makes companies stronger. And this is the key point. It's not really about replacing accountants. It's about giving them these incredibly smart tools that help them do their jobs better, leading to faster and more accurate financial reporting for everyone. So where is all this headed? As we wrap things up, let's look at the future of finance. It's full of some amazing opportunities, but also some pretty serious obstacles we've got to think about. So what's next? What's the really futuristic stuff? Well, it's probably going to be integrating these LLMs with other tech, like blockchain. Just try to picture it for a second. You combine the AI's brainpower for analysis with the super secure, can't-be-changed record of a blockchain. What you get is a financial system with a level of transparency and security that honestly sounds like science fiction. It's really incredible to think about. But it's not going to be a walk in the park. There are some major hurdles here. Like, how can we be 100% sure the data that AI is using is even accurate? And what if we misunderstand the complex answers it gives us? And the big one, how do we protect all this sensitive financial info from brand new kinds of threats that are also powered by AI? It all points to one thing. We're going to need human experts, people who can fine-tune and watch over these systems more than ever before. And that really leaves us with one final kind of mind-bending question that cuts right to the heart of this whole thing. As we start to hand over these huge, important jobs to algorithms, we have to stop and ask ourselves a really important question. If the AI is auditing the books, who's auditing the AI?